Woo! That was spooky.
Instagram's password reset.
Oh man. So I had a big break. It's supposed to start. Proxmox backup server came in clutch. Let's see. Kept the same IP address. It should. Oh, 179. Okay, 179. Oh, yeah, that's why. Ooh, I gotta remove that agent from Pulse just to be safe, because this is what caused the issue. There we go. Okay. So I had a big with one of my VMs, but that runs pretty much everything on Portainer, which I might not really. I'm gonna keep it for some stuff, but oops. Looks like all containers are good. Jellyfin. I'm gonna get rid of Jellyfin, Jacket, QBitTorrent, and Radar. I'm gonna run this in just a VM. I'm having a problem with the Docker volume. I always get a problem with the volume, even though I follow all the instructions. But I'm going to keep a good amount of other stuff here that is a little resource intensive, a little less resource intensive. I will be setting up my media stack just in a regular VM, which I think is going to be the best. But definitely Wiki.js came in clutch. These monitoring agents can cause a problem if they're not running. So update all 4, confirm all update. There we go. They're not there anymore, but you can do updates with Docker, which is nice. Or you can have Watchtower, which this is Watchtower that isn't that is now maintained. I'm gonna do an updating on Pulse. Pulse is really good though. It's a great tool. I looked at Docker Hand, and it looks even better. There we go. No more Docker containers running. That's fine. Proxmox, PV2, PV3's there, and this does send me some pretty nice notifications when shit gets overheated. There we go. Everything is up. Proxmox is up. Wiki.js definitely need to do a little bit more with it. But look at all the amount of minimal RAM that you need to run some of this stuff. Storage-wise, I can always resize those and make them a little bit bigger. Lots of really good information. I do like Pulse. Docker Hand looks kind of nice as well. And then HeidiMall is pretty cool. I'm going to have to delete all the... Well, not really. I can just update them later. To the correct IP address. Because I will probably still use... There we go. That's the one I need to update. I2P is pretty cool, so is Gen 2 why do you have Grok open? Don't worry about it. I need sexy pictures. I always worry about you, don't worry. True. Pulse is sick though. I do want to get a local, like, I've thought about getting like a Jetson for... I thought about getting a Jetson to do like local AI, just not on my PC, because some of these Jetsons have more VRAM than my current Pulse Audio mentioned. Pipewire is better. Pulse Audio, no, dude, I had so many problems with. Is it Pulse? I think it's Pulse Audio that I have had nothing but issues with. But I did add paperless NGX. That's working good. Joplin server, obviously, and then image will be next. And then trying to get a decent backup working outside of the scheme that I'm in right now, because I'm relatively just using. Get rid of that. I'm relatively just using a small restic backup selection, Docker run name balls. Balls is really funny. It's always a funny word. What's going on, Code? Thanks. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I did find out that I2P there's like IRC clients for I2P that I want to check out. That'd be kind of sick. Thanks, man. Yeah, no problem, man. No, thank you. Where's the thank you meme? Oh, I can't watch it on here. But I will say that so my the Pulse agent kind of fucked up my. I wonder if it's here. Where is it? I don't know why it's so funny. IRC on TP, IRC on I2P on Pigeon. Yeah, I could install Pigeon. uh, where is it? I could install Pigeon and then connect it to my I2P router that's running right now, and explore some of that as well. The conversation? What's this? He's using self-hosted CRXNG on Brave based. True, as you should. I will say that right thumb just tried to hit space for whatever reason. Turned out it was a race condition between my thumbs. You should tell your right thumb to chill, and not your left thumb. But I will say that it is kind of interesting how good Proxmox backup server is. I regret not using it. So if you ever run the Proxmox virtual environment and you have the backup server, it's kind of cool. So all you have to do is, if you don't do your snapshots like quite regularly, all you have to do is just say, like, right here, like, is your virtual machine. You click on backup, and normally you might not see this, like, you might not see your PBS, but if you don't, awesome, whatever. All you have to do is then it's going to be kind of color coded. Like right here is a good option example. It's going to pick. You can pick the one that you need to back up to, like that you kind of like. You're like, all right, I fucked up on, and it'll restore it. And you can do it live too, which is even better. There is also migrating as well. Like if you need to migrate it to like another host for maintenance because your system is fucked up. But what's even better with the minus the migration, I found out that there is a problem with my HA. So under my data center, my VM got into like this weird fucking loop because of high availability, which kind of sucked. Not entirely sure why. Hey Simp, what's going on, man? Matt, and it kept having an issue, so I ended up fixing it. I got stressed out and denied all the apps on Parrot for incoming on UFD one by one. Now the OSV's boot screen has a weird animation. It's telling you to phone home. Space key, not keyboard. What about key space? It's interesting too. The HA stack is a well-integrated the Proxmox V API. For example, HK can be configured where the HA Manager command line interface or Proxmox web interface, both provide an easy way to manage HA. Automation tools can be used the API directly. Proxmox, yeah. Proxmox based, very, very awesome. I don't think I really need to use the HA. I can just migrate everything. Are you using Grok code for faster faster vibe? No, I had there was a very specific issue that I had that I uploaded to the logs, and it gave me like with my logs, it gave me like 3 different solutions, and I kind of, instead of just digging through fucking Stack Overflow, there's sometimes just it's more efficient to literally use AI and have it kind of like direct you where to go, and then you just have like the knowledge to do it. I'm like, oh, I just need to do this, and then you go figure it out and do it, and then it solves your problem. I think there is a benefit to having AI. Some random uh, X yeah, search engines can't really do that. Some random X user, thank that no, I'm thanking them. Gifted me this the blue check mark or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, I use ChatGPT for troubleshooting all the time. Not really necessarily just even troubleshooting. You can use it just to get a general, even direction of like a specific issue that you can't find because you're going through like 30 different forms. Like most of these forms, no offense to them, they're like very disorganized or like they're outdated or issues don't get closed properly, and then people ask dumb questions in those forms, and then you're like shifting through like fucking like 8 months worth of garbage when you're like, oh, I just need to figure this out. And the log, I mean, like, the first I look at the logs. Like, the logs kind of, like, give me, like, an idea. I'm like, okay, it's something to do with the pulse agent. So I'm looking all over the internet first for the first, like, 10 minutes. Yes, your NG is based. So I'm looking through all these forms, and it's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I just need to remove it, because I had the same problem before, because I went over to my wiki. My wiki is where all of my issues go. Like, all my issues go to my wiki, and then my wiki kind of, like, is, like, my second option I go to. And if it's not in my wiki and I can't figure it out, then I go to AI at the last. And then if AI can't figure out, then I just fucking burn it and then rebuild it. Kind of thing. So it's that's like kind of like the benefit is when I run into these issues, I document a lot of stuff internally. Did you guys see? You guys saw Stack Overflow user numbers graph? It really, yeah. They're actually going to like weaker servers because they don't, or like they're going to a host. They're going to a hoster. They used to host their own infrastructure. Now they're going to a hosting provider. I mean, that's kind of their fault. Like they really fucked up there by integrating like AI into their. I mean, they kind of shot themselves in the foot. I don't really feel bad. I'm not going to miss Stack Overflow much in perspective, to be completely honest, because I think that it was just a nightmare to go through. There's some of like the Linux Stack Exchange that I like to go to for like specific like Linux related stuff, but most of the time I can just go to like wikis that like are actually helpful in hindsight. So most of the time, if I can, I just go to a wiki of the issue or a forum that isn't a complete nightmare. So rest in pissed. Cora added I2, though Cora was never really used seriously anyway. Yeah, Cora is like for like people that have like very specific questions on stuff that they should probably be asking a legit professional. They're like, they're like, my balls are on fire. Should I call 911? Like it's kind of like Facebook. It's like the Facebook mom of boards, to be completely honest. Oh, this is gay. Hell yeah, 47 hours strong. Landing page for various services. Let's do that. Man. And just keep XMPP? Damn. Keep it up. XMPP based. True. I do have to migrate a lot of my blogs over to my my Tor self-hosted version of my blog, which I'll release the URL, the onion link at some point, and then if I can figure out how to get it to working on I2P, I'll do the same, so that it stays permanently decentralized. I would like to figure out a way how to get it to on IPFS, like the Interplanet File System. That would be even better. People say Stack Overflow had a lot of Karen's kind of users nightmare. I never asked staff. I've never asked a question really on there. I'm generally searching for my specific issue, I rarely ask questions on forums because half the time they take like an arm and a leg. I've had, and I get it, it's free, so I'm not trying to be like I'm not being like I'm not mad, but like generally I'm like I want to fix this now kind of thing, or as soon as possible, or if I'm away from like my computer, I just search for the answer and I'll figure it out. Most of the time, I do not ask questions on the Stack Overflow forums. I think I've only asked like 2 or 3 questions in my entire existence, and it was a very specific issue. One was related to Unbound, pretty much DNS. It's always DNS kind of thing, and then the other one was something to do with a conflict. There was a conflict essentially, and it was kind of annoying to figure out. And I had to upload a bunch of like server logs to like someone who like was working on that was working on the project, like that was like an actual maintainer, like fixed it for. They're like, oh, it's IPv6. It was an IPv6 issue and it was a DNS issue, and that's just kind of funny. And that's like kind of funny because it's like I always run into that. My same problems are generally like other people's. They're like the same. They're like DNS issue, IPv6. How do you discover peers in I2P? What do you mean? It already does it for you. Like 9 active, 260 fast, high capacity, flood fill, unreachable 9, band, known. It automatically does it for you. It's kind of like everybody is the router. So the longer you run your node, the more trusted you are, and the more your system will connect via peers. It's not like where it's inherently like you are a trusted advisory. Now, if your system is firewalled, it does become a little bit more work to do, but it does not have. You don't have to open ports. I would look at router information log, but that might reveal information that should not. And then you can obviously run your own web server. Your IPv6? More like, how does the system do it? I believe it's a discovery process. Like, you announce. It's an announce. I think it's I2P your router announce itself to the world, and they connect through like a protocol, because it is a protocol at the end of the day. So protocols can kind of like find each other. They're like, hey, I'm running. So I'm over here. You should connect to me, and then like vice versa. It's kind of like torrents. I mean, I2P is really the original intention. Also was torrenting. Ping 255 255 255 255. Wow, no name Soster Herbis. %, packet loss. Is Grok really good? A lot of people seem to use it. I only use Grok code fast on OpenCode CLI because I don't have Twitter. Can I use it without a Twitter account? Free AI is best AI. It's good for some like it's good at sorting. Like if you need a lot of like if you upload your logs to it, like your internal stuff, obviously, which is really not. It's really irrelevant because it's like a server. It's not anything personal. It's pretty good at deciphering and like finding like the correct path to go. But again, like this account was gifted to me, so I wouldn't even. But you do need an account because it'll rate limit you, like hardcore. I can get some water. But it's good. It's got use cases. I heard. I mean, everyone says Claude is good and it's worth $20 a month, but I don't know about that. Okay. Basically, pings every device on your LAN. Oh, okay. It did not work. Told me to do TAC B or something. Okay, so Pigeon. All right, we're gonna download. My console. Not a real word. Ooh, I forgot to update my system. It's been a minute. Oh, I should always do that. I think you will get a reply from the devices, which will cause ping to do some wild shit. Okay. Interesting. Z plus GDP OS with local alignment is really good. I tried it on a laptop to summarize a full project directory. It was slow on a laptop, but dang, it took time to read every single file. Someone said, I think there's a software now that it'll like read local LMs like super fast, like insanely fast, apparently. Oh, nice, NVIDIA build. I can my GPU will stop. I think the biggest flex the Linux user can do is update their system while they're doing all this. To in front of Windows users in Mac. I don't know about Mac users. You have no IM accounts configured. To start connecting with Pigeon, press Add button below to configure your first account. If you want Pigeon to connect to multiple IM accounts, press Add again. Configure them all. About 30-minute mark. See ya. Later, Billy. See you, Billy. Oh. Gen 2 literally requires Minecraft, Brave, YouTube, Claws, Mail, Pigeon, Open while compiling the system update, even to match the RAM use window. Just use IQC. What's IQC? XMPB, baby. IRC. Username. What is ICQ? And while Gen 2 is running all that, you'll still be responsive. Alright, see ya for sure this time. Later. Big balls with bonjour. Google Talk. Gotta goo, bonjour, simple. Zephyr. Huh. Interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot the Nick server. V is for balls. Oh, yeah. After the UCC buddy list window, from that, open accounts menu, select manage accounts, begin to oh wow. To configure IRC client, chat on I2P. First, make sure IRC tunnel is available. View the hidden services. Hidden services? Visit the hidden service manager and look. Oh, okay. Huh. Web server. There we go, IRC. RTB Tech posted about a new I2P RC chat he created. I gotta learn how to connect to that. Yeah, I want to learn how to connect to it, but I'm wondering if Let's see. I don't know if he did a. Maybe it's in the blog. Oh, here it is. After a few comments, it asked if there was a chat room recently. In fact, many not know this, but one of the original intents for creating I2P was for anonymous IRC chatting. Today, registered with the right to provide on Postman IRC to I2P. Where is Postman? Ooh. Let's see. In fact, I've been spending time on Postman IRC in the last few years now. Since I'm already there, why not stay there? Chat room. I haven't shared this channel with anyone yet. Will be in the future. Just registered today. First, start your router and tunnels for IRC. May make a video on that. Server port 6668. Interesting. 6668. Description. Maybe it's warning duplicate 6668. No. Oh, it's already there. I can just delete this. Okay, status standby. That work? Wow, not reachable. Are you talking about Postman, the API client? No, not that. That's something. It's something to do with channel right to privacy. Always was intended as a statement. And remember, important. Make sure you are connected to I2P Plus, and ensure the IRC tunnel is started properly. The green start statement is ready to use. Everyone welcome to join. I'll probably mostly be idling there a good bit, though. It might be nice just to have a place to go in light of my repeated subscription to. Constant flow of mail bombing happening to me over the last several months, and as I explore new mail addresses appear. Oh. At this time, I have not shared this channel anywhere outside this post. May take a minute to join. Okay. Interesting. Okay, first make sure to connect it to the I2P tunnel. Green star signal is ready to use. Anyone, welcome to join. Yeah, putting your email out there is kind of interesting. interesting to do. Probably not the best thing to do sometimes. Okay. Accounts. I'm going to delete this. Add. IRC. Maybe I can do the room. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Just unable to resolve right to privacy's I2P. I wonder what his. What is standard mean? Enable DTC. I wonder what standby means. Can I not connect to it? What's up, man? What's going on? So you know if they're going to add this post-quantum crypto to I2P, or is that already integrated? Not entirely sure. I didn't know about that. Seems kind of cool. Post-quantum encryption seems so overkill all around to me. Well, the reason it matters is it seems like an overkill, but the important part is it's because federal law enforcement does something called store now, decrypt later. So perfect forward secrecy is supposed to fight against that in perspective, but it's also like if encryption gets weak in the future, let's say like in the future it gets weak, like SHA 256, or quantum computers can crack RSA, that would not be good. So a lot of people are like anticipating this might be a problem in the future, even in our lifetime. So it makes sense why they're thinking ahead. This is common for new tech to do this. I2P build success 4%. I have no idea what that means. Let's see. Create connection random service over. Okay. Mode, kick, join. Huh. I'll figure that out. Looks like it's running. That makes sense. I mean, SSH is such a huge attack surface that it makes sense. Oh, register to the right to privacy on Postman IRC I2P. I wonder if I can find it in not Bob. Let's do that. Not Bob. It's yeah. The only thing that I can say I hate about I2P is it's a little more configuration and clunky versus like Tor, but I think they're both trying to solve essentially the same thing anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But maybe not Bob lives here will lead me the way. Huh. It's the same network housing Java I2P related chat rooms and seems fitting server to join. In fact, I've been spending time on Postman IRC for the last few years now. Since already there, why not stay there? If I could find it. Hidden wiki I2P. Come on, these motherfuckers load. I2P forum. There we go. An OP. IRC. There we go. Portal posted propaganda. Yo, PeerTube, nice. IRC freedom. There we go. IRC Postman I2P. So it looks like you gotta register here. No. There's a lot of new stuff, it looks like. Yeah. I wonder why. Audio. Oh. There we go. These links are crazy. Indeed, India, I2P. It's funny. IRC, Killer TV, I2P. What's the postman means here? Is it like an IRC client such as the lounge? Yeah, I believe so. Dang, you got everything? There we go. No. So this is I2P plus. I2P plus is a lot more polished than regular I2P. How do you update the address book? Probably, I'm assuming, right here. Helper links to host, share host address. I think you have to like add or something. You can add your own, like you can make your own address book, and then that's kind of there. Only issue is I don't know how well this is updated or maintained. Let's get rid of that. Bob is taking forever. There we go. So it says it's up. Or it might just not have a front end. Man, they do have some cool stuff on Postman. What are you looking for? I'm just trying to connect to the IRC client. I'm assuming I actually have to do it through my client. They don't have like a website. Huh. Wish I knew how to code. Yeah, sometimes me too. Like actually like know how to code. No. Well, I mean you can kind of learn. You just gotta. Weird. Oh, okay. It's on a channel. Is there a right channel? Huh. Let's do this. Sam Bridgewright. Is not Bob a reference to the classic Alice and Bob? Probably. Sam Bridge, right? What do you mean? Oh, so maybe these are... Maybe they got a bridge to them. To be able to access the RC? Yeah, I got a bridge. I got to configure... I'm using Pigeon. I got to be able to configure... set mood preferences, I think. Network. Nope. Proxy. Right, yeah, this is what I need to do. IRC I2P. After launching Pigeon, you should see Buddy List window. From that window, open Accounts, Menu, Toolbar, select Manage Accounts. To begin, configure I2P account, username. Oh. Basic, advanced proxy. Oh, maybe that's what it is. And not that. Accounts. Manage accounts. Modify. There we go. Basic. Okay, maybe I got it this time. Oh, there it is. Huh. Maybe it's not working. It's maybe possible it's being only on a terminal IRC client. Is it maybe a possible being only that could be it. But I see my tunnels, my tunnel manager, and it says it is 668. 127 deads. Saying it's wrong. IRC. Huh. And make sure the SSL is disabled since your tunnel has encryption. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is. SSL issue. No, it is disabled. Fuck. That's interesting. Yeah, I just put user. Oh no. Let's see if that works now. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that it's not just connecting. Well, this one's not getting me an error right now. I want to do some projects, but I need to get Kick Secure installed. You should. Kick Secure is okay. Back when I was taking a shower. It's awesome. Not very genteel user of me. That's true. Kick Secure based. Loves to kick. Yeah. It's pretty good. It does its job. It's based on Debian though. Just a Debian hater, I guess. I'm wondering if I do this. Don't need that. Maybe if I do this. I'm just a noob with all this stuff and I need to be safe. Did you get Pigeon working? I got it up, but I can't connect to the IRC clients. FBI. Probably because I'm retarded. Okay. Buddies. Did you at least try XMPP Pigeon? No, not yet. What are you planning? What are you planning? He's planning. Maybe a system log will tell me. Kick secure and then just get a bunch of VM running on it. Parrot. Why wouldn't you just use Cubes OS? And use kick secure in a VM in Cubes. It can do it, I promise. Okay, it looks like I may be connected. But my IRC stand work still says standby. How am I gonna do this? Okay, it says first set your router and tunnel for IRC. May make a video on this to help. Server 122.6668, yeah. Pigeon is ready. Okay, either hostname or port number is given proxy is invalid. Maybe it's because I just stopped our IRC. No. Ooh. Uh-oh. Something with Java. Ooh. There we go. Tunnel manager. Please don't be pen testing me on Debian. More of Parrot to kick secure. He knows your IP address, man. Ooh, that's not good. We have a internal server error. Oh, no wonder. Let's go to tunnels. Huh. Yikes. Wonder what that is. No pointer exception. By the way, all jokes aside, I tried Debian morphing Parrot to Kick Secure before. It was an interesting experience. That's the only time I used Kick Secure. Is just I morphed it and then I used it in CubesOS. Huh. I wonder what the internal server issue is. Could be something, really nothing, to be honest. I might have to just restart I2P. Look at some documentation on how to connect it to Pigeon. Maybe this will work. Let's make sure Not Bob is still relevant, still working. No more uh-ohs. Don't know what it means. Could be nothing, for all I know. Okay, the services are obviously still kind of running. Potentially offensive, not safe for work. Skies. I want to check that out. Soylent News. The markup. Unclassified tracker toys. Unfunny cat search. Can my SPC I2P request? No. As far as I know, they might know you're on I2P, like they're using I2P, but they can't know that. They don't know where you're going. Yo, Xbox I2P. That's interesting. The fuck schizoid I2P? Yeah, of course. There's some schizophrenic shit on I2P. I'll have to figure out the pigeon thing at some point. Seems cool. Aw. XMPP chat to I2P. IPPPPPPP. True. Unclassified. Never want to go to anything that's video related. Let's see what that schizoid I2P. So there's availability of my request to I2P, like Tor. My ISP can see that I use Tor, but they can't see what I send requests and get from them. Yeah. Essentially, yeah. Let's see what this brings us to. Might run I2P on my Pi. The Pi runs constantly, but the computer turns off when I try to go to sleep. Huh. Yeah, you should. And you should run a Tor node. but on separate pies if you have more than one. Or Tor Relay. I'm most curious about Schizoid I2P right now. Yeah, we're gonna. Well, this is what it is. It's a. I think it searches. You can search. Some of the site's links can be customized. It's like a search. Because it's impossible to block all sites unrelated to abuse, some search queries or terms are blocked. You can customize fonts for those who are searching yet not finding, essentially. Wonder if this is still okay. Yeah, nice. It is still. So you could look for banana. BAN, and then it'll pull up stuff. I2P hole punching. We only punch one thing in this house. Bread. Let's see if we can find bread URLs. What did I miss? Schizophrenic. You get the chat up? No, I didn't, but I'll figure it out. It's something I'm not doing right. I'll have to peer-to-peer communication across network address translator. True. It'd be cool to have like the love and support of chat rooms in the 2000s, but with modern, always on connected devices. This is called Schizoid I2P. Schizoid I2P is like a meta search engine. So it helps you find stuff. Yeah, it'd be cool to have like the convenience and love, the coolness of AOL chat rooms, but like more portable. Because chat rooms, I feel like they're not really a thing in general, and it'd be cool to like actually like do that. I wasn't even vitamin C in Orange Tree when AOL is a thing. One of these search results, I'm just here to get my loaf of bread, pack of cheese, and 6-pack of beer before I go. It's true. It's a good way to live. Is Iran's economy on the brink of collapse? The spokesman for the Chamber of Guns acknowledged that bread prices soon will rise. What a wild thing to put together. Guys, is Iran collapsing because bread prices are on the rise? Okay, this is not loading. It looked like a burger. Sour Pit. Let's see what that. It's probably lead to nothing. Sigma. Shadow form. Oh, okay. It's a lot of views. Shadowform sounds like some Kali Linux shit. True. Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rules how to join. Mobile comms comment section. Oh, let's see that. For post. Why did this decide to get jumped to the top? I feel like there used to be a post here. What do you mean in regards to pagers? Is anything specific you want to regard to pagers? Yeah, specifically two-way pagers and how to use them. I found this website the other day where it was related to an interesting. Something about pagers. Just two. You could tell these aren't bots because they're having the dumbest conversation on the planet with each other, which is awesome. Methods of outreach. Modern browser calling an I2P connection not secure is stupid. Yeah. Jesus Christ, this is a lot. Oh my god. Well, I2P, yeah, that's the misconception that people get. That you need that S in front of there for like I2P and Tor, but you really don't because it already encrypts everything. But browsers are doing that because they're supposed to treat everything that they're as if they're not secure. If there's no like SS like TLS, SSL, but TLS for the real nerds. Modern browsers like to think that everything is the ClearNet, and they're not technically wrong. What was the secure blue browser again? Trivent. Just look up secure blue browser. It's not supported on anything outside of Fedora, by the way, or like the actual thing itself. Like the secure blue, they make that claim. Because it doesn't benefit from some other aspects to it. Yeah, you should be able to do it. You can, I believe, get it through something called Copper, COPPR, COPPR, something like that. Thanks for your advice. You morphed me into a tumbleweed from Debian, then Fedora to tumbleweed. Nice, good, as you should. Debian bad. This will be our first person. I don't know how I should categorize this. I thought about throwing in an already existing brainstorm, but I feel that the subject is important enough for us that we should have its own thread. If people disagree with me, I guess this can be just taken down. I would wager that most people here can agree there's some kind of conspiracy being waged by a shadow. I gotta read. We gotta read this. This was created only a year ago. Oh, two. I would wager that most people. I was reading a page yesterday that said Firefox has a lot of spyware. I don't think it's got a lot of spyware. I think it's just inefficient. It's not as secure as Chrome-based browsers. Here we go again, boys. This is true schizoid, for real. I would wager that most people here could agree that some kind of conspiracy is being wagered by a shadowy cabal of wealthy elites that use the government and corporations to get world populace to do their bidding. Even when it is against the will of the individuals composing the populace, their ultimate goal is to enslave humanity, which can only be done efficiently with the assistance of sophisticated technology. I would also wager that people here can agree that in recent years, particularly, the great facilitator of the technological enslavement has been the proprietary cryptic code running off the vast majority of 99% of people's phones and computers. Bro, don't get me started. The code composing of various applications people use in their daily lives, Google's various services, their search engine, and their internet browser, Google Docs, images, books, ads, Classroom, reCAPTCHA, YouTube, Gmail. Google has services covering every element of modern life. They're too great to a number of lists. What other garbage apps do people use? Jog my memory with this business for a business of apps. Something Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Discord, TikTok, Snapchat, Spotify, Telegram, and people who want to feel like they're communicating privately or anonymously. Go Alex Jones on you, Ella. I use Gen 2, so all my programs are open source based besides Brave. Brave's open source. It's based on Chromium. I don't think Brave is even source available. I think it's just completely open source. It's a good question though. It's Vivaldi that's not open source. Yeah. Vivaldi is not open source. Brave's open source, but I use the binary package. The only Gen 2 overlays that provide Brave are the bin. Oh. Is it the non-binary package or they them package? Might get that DWM Wayland for it compiled. You should. Wayland based. America flocks to a 0% card. That's crazy. I hate you, Firefox. Okay. The vast majority of people's phones, computers, the code composing doc images list. What other garbage apps? Telegram. These services all have some practical purpose. Communication, namely secondary, would be the entertainment. They allow you to communicate with other people and share information, all for free. Not entirely free, though. Freely. DWL is the name of the Wayland DWN. DWL moved to Coburg. That is based, true. They should move to Radical next. That would be even more based. Before using a freely. Before using a service, a user must agree to the legally binding contract immuning the service from whatever it needs. The service pledges to perpetuate against a user, so that user effectively volunteers to the psyche to be mapped out for the finest granular level, from whence it can be manipulated, and it is manipulated for the purpose of causing a user to provide the service greater profit. Remember, shareholder value, guys. The information the users of a service provide is used to advertise products to the user, which they buy, and a portion of the profits generated from the purchase finds its way back to the companies providing the service. Or instead, the operators of the service sell information to advertisers and make their money there. As of August 2025, WWL is unmaintained, though. W roots changes a lot, apparently. Ooh, a whole year without an update? Over less than a year? No, thank you. Anyway, this provides the affirmation wealthy elite. This is a lot. It's like the same 6 people. It's probably just the same guy just agreeing with himself. Or girl. If they're true schizophrenic. Women do exist, guys. I take everything back. I mean, this guy's really not. He's not. I don't want to say he's not saying anything. He's just not saying anything new. Like, these companies operate for free, So how the fuck else would they make money? Like, this isn't like a 3 like digit IQ take. Like, oh my god, guys, Facebook is making. I think like Mark Zuckerberg just literally saw that like I should provide this for free, make a really good product, provide it for free, and then sell the people's data on the back end. That's it. You don't need a shadow government to do evil shit. Just blame the regular government and just blame like regular normal monopoly capitalism. Because and government bailouts. I mean, because under real like capitalism, a lot of these fucking enterprises wouldn't even exist. I also write shit like this when I take too much Ritalin. I think it's fine to like write a lot, but this is. I think they're just not saying. They're not saying. So far, I'm prejudging. They're just not saying anything unique. If a company is providing thousands of dollars of free products, I mean thousands of like hundreds of services for free, no shit. You lock in is what you're saying? True. And of course, they're gonna have NDAs and all these like fucking things you have to agree to because they can. Companies can change policies. They're legal entities. They could get a request from our favorite three-letter agency, federal honeypots. You know. Anyway, this affirmation of wealthy elites with capital to conduct their crooked activities. This business model of free spyware services enormously successful. Free spyware services have dominated the world for years. Like I said, the vast majority of people use these spyware services, and these services, namely social media, is used to promote ideas that are harmful to individuals. As this will strengthen the power structure if promoted ideas ever speak freely only in the snake of manipulating to weaken themselves. It isn't a true freedom, and they demonize the ideas that truly empower individuals as well as censor them. Now, this sets a very just don't use the fucking internet. Like, people like always like to blame the internet for being like this machine of like misinformation and just this machine of like sucking you in. Don't get social media. It's really not that hard. People are like overcomplicating it. They're like, oh no, I won't be able to talk to my friends. Like, do you not have a phone number? Do you not have email? Do you not have something like beyond social media just to interact with people? Is it like that? Is that hard? I don't think humans are that weak. I think people are just lazy. I think they're lazy in the sense that they're told like this is where you need to be, and they just FOMO for a second, which is still crazy. But I don't know. I don't think it's social media that's the problem. I think it's just people addicted to seeing other people's lives and not touching grass. I mean, I guess I don't know. I love the internet. Don't get me wrong. But I think I wouldn't be able to buy my new loaf of bread, pack of cheese, and 6 beers. Yeah, see? The internet's great. I think the internet is, 99% of the time is great. People like to demonize it because they don't have self-control. I don't like doom scroll on like fucking YouTube for like 4 hours. Just Signal and SimpleX is enough for most things. For the news, yeah. And you can get an RSS feeder. This is why I like. Honestly, I like Nostr. I don't doom scroll on Nostr. I barely doom scroll on like fucking like Twitter unless I'm like rage baiting people. But 99% of the time, I'm on Nostr for like 5 minutes and then I'm off like for hours, if not a whole day, unless I get a notification. Because Nostr is built on the principle of like you see what you want, you build your feed yourself. People say we need a new internet. Probably don't get that the internet is probably the most decentralized platform we have. Yeah, the current internet is the most decentralized. We are in the most decentralized era of the internet. I have literally unlimited choice. People just choose to pick the 3 to 4 apps they switch between, which is TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and fucking what, Temu? I say maybe 5: TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Temu, uh, and maybe like Instagram. I don't know. I think only boomers use Rumble or True Social. Schizophrenic FOSS people use PeerTube and Mastodon, and real schizophrenic enjoyers use Nostr and Blue Sky, I guess. Yeah, for real. Dude, I run into people, they just fucking doom scroll on Temu and TikTok. That's it. They'll pay like hundreds of dollars for their fucking bill, thousands of dollars on their fucking iPhone, and all they're doing is just Temu, Facebook, and TikToking. It depends if they're 40, 50, or 60. If they're 40, they're on all three. If they're 50, they're on two, and it's Temu and TikTok. And then if they're 60, they're on all three. Facebook's really for boomers at this point, but and people that and like the, that one guy that smokes weed. I love Facebook. I use that for Facebook Marketplace. Oh man, I love it. You know the type. You can image them in your head. I don't even have to draw it out for you. Oh wow, the fallacy of boredom. Yeah, boomerdom. I think even someone said that, like, I think older people, like old boomers, used to be like, get off your phone and go outside. I used to play in the dirt and drink from the garden hose. And then they're like the people that are like on their phone the most. Just next time you're like outside around a bunch of old people, see how much they're on their phone more than like teenagers, or if not just as much. Wow, this guy's actually like self-aware. Anyways, I don't want to go on harping on. The point is that nothing I said was original. That's true. Most here would agree with it and would add more to the little outline. And I would go further to say that what I vaguely outlined is so greatly negative force within the world that we should fight against it. And I would assume that most people here would agree with that as well. So when I posted about discussing the methods of working against negativity, obviously promoting the usage of Libre software would be something to start with. I don't have a phone anymore. Oh, nice. What are you, 50? What are you, 400 years old? I don't want to go harping on. Underway halfway through the Humpty Dumpty as well. I'll text, yeah. That's true. Do you use paper? Oh, 40. Yeah. How do you enjoy, like, how do you function in society without being able to see this? Like, how do you exist knowing that this?
Thank you.
How do you know? How do you?
Okay, if we ever get a double 5-star, I promise you'll hit the thank you. I'm not taking. Yo, this shirt is like too long. Also, my pants. I'm not a squad, but like, that's not a squad.
Thank you.
He's doing like a.
Thank you.
Like, how do you go through life without being able to, like, just while you're sitting in public, this is what you're watching? I'm just asking. Hypotheticals here. There was a problem that arises in my post. Having a distinct message, I was going on to say we need to develop methods convincing more people to liberate themselves, but what are those liberated of? There is no distinct message. You won't be able to reach out to people effectively. So having a message is, of course, necessary. Introduce people how they're being fucked over. The circumvention of conspiracies played out over the course of the last century, and the injustice of the educatory and government systems of the world. The surveillance of and why it is a problem and the potential consequences it may have, and so forth. A fair share of the members of this community already run websites discussing these issues. Even more could go on to make their own websites discussing, and we could encourage people to use similar sites to join. Might there be some kind of central body of work that people volunteer contribute, which goes on the form of an ideology of sports, so that there may be a distinct message? Probably not. For the sake of this post not becoming too clusterfucked, even though it is, can't wait for I3P. Yeah, I3P is going to be in 2069. And the thing is, like, it's not to harp on like a dead horse or anything, but I do want to say the vast majority of the real problem is not the I3P will probably be bundled with Pen 3, which is a security fork of Gen 3, which comes in 2136. Harp on dead horse. The thing is, look, people again need a life-changing event in their life in order to switch to something that's free and open source. That's it. They need something to happen. I'm not saying it has to be traumatic. It just has to be enough to annoy them into the dirt that they don't want to deal with proprietary software. You can have a mission statement, and I have switched people to open source options and FOSS options out there, but to actually what up, Jay? But to actually convince people to free and open source software that's out there or options, you have to get them to care. And generally, the way you get people to care is through something that's they're emotionally attached to. One of the biggest hurdles to come over is when you come to self-hosted solutions. You now own the data. So if you are the IT person in the family and you set up a server and that server hosts all their very important stuff and you don't have a good backup plan and you don't know how to actually restore from a backup, you kind of like put yourself in a position where you can fuck over a lot of people and without maybe like out intentionally, but they will lose trust in the entire ideology of free and open source software and self-hosting. We should all like the stream. I did want to start. Yes, we should all enjoy and like the stream. Yeah, that will. YouTube knows I'm a real and valued person, and I love everything they do. And I have no complaints about them. My great overlords. But that is that is one of the biggest problems in switching people to free and open source software is not only just where do I start, but what software do I use? How do I get it? YouTube cares about you enough to give you a copyright strike. Yeah. They're like, oh, he played 30 seconds of a song? He watched Ball Drop in New York? He has the word fuck in his title? It's fucking crazy. But that's like the major problem is like, I mean, I discovered only Linux because I had a shitty laptop. That's it. A lot of people I know that have discovered Linux generally took like some form of like that are in IT or took computer science class. They're going to run into it, but they don't have to stick with it. They don't have to use it. They don't have to enjoy it necessarily. So that's something to like keep in mind. If I would have never had that bad experience, I probably would have never gotten Linux or self-hosted or cared about free and open source software. Same, started Linux because of a slow Windows. Wind blows. Yeah, that's it. that was enough to frustrate me to look for a solution, and that solution happened to be Ubuntu, which was and I was like, oh my god, my laptop is running so fast. Oh, like that's how like I was like fucking doing like the robot, and I was like, this is great. Linux is powerful. It's based. Same. Ubuntu made my laptop run so fast. Now I hate Ubuntu, but and I think it's bloated compared to where I'm at. But I think I do the thank you meme for Ubuntu because it's Ubuntu liberated me for the simple fact that I also searched it in a weird way. Started Linux because of C++, stayed in Linux because apparently, hey, that's awesome. That's based. Because like Linux in general, like I was like just searching the like how to make like my laptop run faster, and it wasn't like download RAM. We all grow out of the Ubuntu phase, but it's gateway into the world. FOSS. Yeah. I quickly switched from Ubuntu to something lighter, which was at the time like Element, or I distro hopped like within the week of using Ubuntu. I want to say that I wasn't a long term. I didn't use Ubuntu that long actually. Like I barely used the my Mr. Robot was the reason. 2015. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I switched to Elementa OS at some point. No, what was the second one? I used something lighter because I wanted even faster. Pigeon notification already. Wow. It says it's ready. It's not ready. It's not working. I promise. I gotta figure it out. Linux Mint was my first. Your first? Oh, nice. I'm a Linux Mint hater still. And I used Solus for the longest time before I found Cubes. Oh, and I used Kali too. Like I used Kali for quite a bit. And I distro hopped for a very long time. Always remember your first. Yeah, I only know it was Ubuntu because I think it was recommended from like a blog, like It's FOSS or something. And I'm like, what is Linux? And I remember installing it, and I was like, oh, cool. My laptop runs. That was all I cared about. And I just went web browsing and shit. I remember my first Ubuntu wallpaper in doc config. First thing I ran on Docker was, I think Jellyfin. I installed Ubuntu server directly. I didn't know what Proxmox was, and then I discovered Proxmox like a couple months later, and I was like, I'm retarded. I mean doc as in, the thing. Oh, yeah. I think I went to Element OS. Was it Element? I thought about Zoron too. Zorro? Is that the one you pay for? Zorin OS. Yeah. Almost paid for it. I was like, oh no. And then wow. 14 years old. 2011. Yeah, I used this bad boy. Zorin OS. I stayed on Ubuntu a long time, then switched to Debian, and then Mint, and then Tumbleweed, and finally on Fedora, but then there was a lot of Pop! OS and Parrot VMs in the middle, so I still distro hop in like virtual machines in general, but I'm on my desktop. I ran Garuda. Like I did Pop OS once I built my first desktop. I was like, all right, Pop OS, this is it. This is the one. Fucking hated it. Two fuck ups. Artix, Debian, Gentoo, Alpine, NetBSD, OpenBSD are my favorite distros. Yeah, so I went from that to Arch. Like Garuda, I wanted a gaming experience, and Garuda was the best. Tried Bazite for a minute, went back to Garuda, and then now I'm on Void, and I like Void. I think I'll be a forever like Void desktop user. Yeah, I like Void. It's honestly, gaming is no different. It just works. It's great. I have no problem. My laptop, I've touched almost every flavor of Linux. Gentoo, Fedora. I did Fedora Security Labs for quite a while. It's kind of buggy and very bloated. But Elementary is kind of an interesting Linux distro. I liked it because of I don't like docs, but I liked how clean it looked. You did Pen 2 on the laptop, right? Yeah. And Red Core, Pay What You Can. I think I did 0. And they gave it to me still. No, I think I gave them $1. This was like something I really liked, and then I actually convinced a person who was a huge Mac user to just install this because their laptop was dog shit. And then my favorite that I don't run anymore, Solus Linux. Just such a beautiful distro. Look at that turtle. I recommend anyone that wants to try like just a solid Linux distro. This is it. Budgie, beautiful. I liked Budgie too. It's honestly such a solid Linux distro. I just didn't. The package manager is just kind of funny too, but I just didn't care to stick with it. It had some controversy that I wasn't a fan of, but honestly solid. If Q4 OS Trinity is solid as well. Thought Q4 is though. Oh, okay. I have Mint Debian edition on my old shit PC. It's pretty good though. I thought the home screen of Solus was Turtle with Budgie. Maybe. And then GNOME, which I'm running now because it's like no distraction. XFCE, boo. Then there's Plasma Gang. Yeah, just solid. I always forget about Cinnamon because of how no one cares about it. How much no one cares about it. No one ever says, "Hey, DWN is a distraction," because it's DWN. Openbox gang. Openbox gang. Hmm. Wow. Tails drops BitTorrent. OrbStack is a fast, light, simple Docker container in Linux machine for Mac OS. Wow, it's proprietary. That's crazy. I mained OpenBox on my RTX installed in late 2024. My Cinnamon is riced, man. I got kind of cool extensions shit. Probably a security risk. What's a security risk? Oh, the BitTorrent? No, they could have. There could be just a silly reason why. Could be though. Oh, well, that's nice looking. A nice RSS feeder. Well, Glean looks lean. Oh, tails dropping. It could be, but it could be for another reason. Just like, why would you need this? Um, damn. Do do do. Yeah, it's definitely one of those. What the fuck? Maybe here it is. Damn. Proprietary. The health of your battery. A proprietary app for your fucking battery. That's crazy. Alternative 2 can be such a sick alternative app, but it's got fucking. Sometimes it's got some goofy shit in there. Open source SSL provider for self-hosted apps with passkey support? Nice. Keyboard-driven clipboard management. Okay. Wow, Rustcast? You guys should get Glide Browser, an extensible browser built on Firefox with model key maps and TypeScript. I haven't downloaded any torrents in ages. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I do some Linux ISOs most of the time. It's got a and you know it's got a, what do you call it? Some. It's got some advantages in a sense. There we go. I need to bookmark this. Always bookmark your stuff, guys. Because if you don't know what's going to happen to it. Yeah, and relatively, it's, I mean, shell environments, I'm not entirely, ricing just doesn't seem like interesting to me. I just use, might set up ZRAM, RAM if it's compiling in Gen 2. Oh, nice. I just use yarnless instead of torrenting movies now. Nice, very ethical of you. You knew pirating is immoral, and no one should ever go to any torrent sites or use any software stack to do those things. Oh wow, 2 hour mark, guys. All right, guys, 2 hour mark. Appreciate you all coming by and commenting and hanging out and learning more about free and open source software, as you should. So make sure to show this to your grandmother so that she can also switch to Void Linux and be super based at their retirement home. Remember to walk your grandparents. If you don't, you will be burned. First time I made it at the end of the stream. Yes, based. Thought I did show him in stream. True. Good to watch yourself. Very non-Gen 2 of you. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Make sure to comment on the video so YouTube knows I'm a real person and I love them and enjoy them and there's nothing wrong with them. And make sure to like the video. And if you don't, you will have a 2,000 years of bad luck and be reincarnated as Steve Ballmer from Windows.